Your theory is just
Relax.
All right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing kabuki mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe it.
No, no. Oh, this is my first time coming.
So what, for the love of... traveler, I hear you've helped many people agree...
Actually, we don't know much about that place either.
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as...
If you don't mind, I'd love...
hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a...
Well, fair point. In that case...
Let me give you some background. This all... But in the end, he threw it into... Apart from the sword maker, his servant, and...
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatar...
So first this strange person goes...
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too.
Stop shouting!
This part's important. It just so happens that a friend of mine, even back then, Tatara...
Wait, so there are...
That's right! What's...
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like...
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So, something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara...
The Kaidahara?
Sawada, you left out the biggest
Oh, yes! Of course.
Get to the point. For people...
According to information acquired by Akaba...
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your...
No! Paimon just meant...
I agree. It does. But...
Oh, and please read my... Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think how about if I plug the holes in so...
Wait! You're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay...
Akaba, look. Your teacher has Besides, if they're
good point. Okay, back to the drawing.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll...
All right, thank you.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, okay, then even if we did know, after all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many as... Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... The Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Quick, Squall and Fury. too slow. Quit following me. Behold!
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the... Did he escape or... Ah!
Sure.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surastana? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, it was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal. A deal?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think of. But if that's the case, why haven't you...
Don't flatter yourself. It was...
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida.
It's not every day you see people questioning...
Don't you dare try to drive away! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal.
Well, I, for one, have no reason to doubt you.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Wait a second. Former? You mean... I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are that, so as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you?
Yeah, obviously! Nahida, then let's put that discussion to the side for now. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here...
All right, then I'll do...
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you serious about... Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, yes. As I told you once before. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see... Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twins' details. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has, the amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him! He's treated us as enemies I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler... I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it. Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help? I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. It seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned. Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great, thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul. Wow, it looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smart.
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the...
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be unlike anywhere else. Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides. But it is essential that you remain calm after entry. Fine. Let's call it truce.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to...
You sure are confident.
If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So this... Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Pick your jaws up off the floor.
Why is it that Paimon just went...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for him.
Permission granted.
Let's go. Stay close.
Hey, so... Say we...
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't roll...
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it.
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to... Traveler, Paimon. Yes, I've also invited... Huh? What the... We can talk to each other inside our heads? That's part of it. Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Perhaps today will be the day that he... Well done. So, you made contact with that part of his... Huh. Paimon thought nothing... Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet. Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. If you mean the mysterious events... Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's... Oh? How interesting. So the Gese got it right? Well, they guessed right about one thing.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how... Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously. Of course you do. You can't have your...
So...
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world.
Wait! How did you know about that?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. Huh?
This light. It looks so...
Anonymous data.
Hey! Don't you forget the agreement!
Shh! Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to...
Is that so?
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming... As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and...
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never... You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me. Even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alongside...
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was...
So you say, Escher.
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke, and recently, as you well know, someone died. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the golden feather to... But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic.
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat?
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head...
Judging from the look in your eyes...
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have a...
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish...
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity.
If you kill me...
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see...
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out.
It's no trouble at all. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the
Fatui?
just to create a minor...
That's it. That's why you...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you... It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only...
If you give him he has nothing to prove to anyone.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost... Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human, Mr. Niwa? Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating... I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful...
Hey,
Dottore. Dottore! Good.
was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic? But why did we see things from his...
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind.
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray. You know very well what...
Let's give him some space. He looks...
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
I'm still confused about the Tatarasuna incident.
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's next, so now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the kabuki mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, after the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal hadn't...
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent...
Yes. Only if you understand...
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him!
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend. It won't.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset.
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was his first destination when he arrived in this world. Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you... Did you get all that, Lesser?
Yes.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time from... Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. So tell me, in this world, is it possible? Done.
Huh? What the?
Nothing. I was just... So long. I suggest...
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than... But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow. Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nihida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened?
It was the Balladeer's fault.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so... Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or...
Where the heck did he go?
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me... We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get...
We're out! And we're at...
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry, but...
An emergency? How bad?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor...
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What did... He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible! Right! You can't just rewrite history! All that stuff happened already in real life! It's like... Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, So... Paimon's so confused. Huh? Ah! Sorry. Paimon, but erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul? There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise... There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still... So... How about... Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Andrean chili chicken! Also, Adeptus Temptation golden... Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was... The balladeer? Is that a food... What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said? So, the balladeer. Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay? You're acting like this isn't a...
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to most of the great swordsmith clans of old. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he...
Oh yeah, we were! We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then too. It seems like...
That, in fact, this was not made known to me for most of my... He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, it was... There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage. By...
Vengeful?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day. And knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, the smith's death, though heroic, dealt in his heart. The whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had, alas. If only the story could have ended. Finally, he made a drastic decision. To take in his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even... But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, that is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just... My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon! Says you want it. On to the next stop! We're here!
Traveler, it's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss
Are they out?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the...
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it.
We'll be heading in then.
Hello, dears. Is there some... Of course, traveler. What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. As for the commissioner himself...
So pretty much...
Very...
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. In fact, Miss Kamisato talks about you, I must say, many things in Inazuma. Whenever the commissioner dines at home, the commissioner has such a big... They say it's because Toma's a much... They get to talking of Miss Kamisato occasionally. It's been many years now since, as someone who is old and gray enough to have... So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, wonderful.
Paimon likes it here too! Also, Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves
Of course.
Alright, goodbye for now. We're, great! Goodbye, ma'am! Don't worry, we'll see...
All right.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken care of now.
Very well. Safe travel.
Well, here we are. But what are we looking for?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the
Xavier? What are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and...
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Certainly do. I've researched... If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. Like the back of my hand. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in... Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations.
A couple?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about the...
Oh, I didn't realize...
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know...
What brought this on? Did you just... Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mono? I do know the word. Inazuman for those eccentric... But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor... Of course!
Oh, we're leaving?
Oh, you're most welcome. Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what. Hey, don't mention... All right, let's head...
The wind rises.
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Indeed we are. If you have...
We have time.
It's the same topic we discussed.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we...
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh?
I presume you'll want to read mine as well.
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather...
What did you find out?
It's a long story.
Wow. So many new...
Well. So it all comes down to one man... Ugh.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis.
Yes, okay, point taken.
And they're back at it. These guys are...
Oh, so sorry.
You're welcome. See...
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do.
Traveler, Paimon.
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time.
The balladeer? You look troubled. Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong? You look...
That's cool. So, this puppet known as the balladeer erased himself from Ermin.
But how was he even...
As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, nevertheless, it does make sense.
So, you believe this person really existed?
Yes. Theoretically speaking, the Traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why there's no information. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's...
Paimon's having a hard time understanding.
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died. Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely he couldn't keep hating humans after that. And the story makes sense. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and...
Yeah, it does make sense, but it just feels so hopeless. He can...
Please wait a moment. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a string...
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. You should take a look.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You?
When combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear...
Hold on. So this record...
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or changing the information in Irminsul, but Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance.
That's incredible!
And sending the Traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present, but if we connect all the different pieces together, There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not to become a god. He was experimented on and modified countless times. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presume creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed. Paimon has no memory of him at all.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders. And although before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui. But in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was...
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and so the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, and that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Nahita's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to...
Good idea. Paimon.
You got it. Come on, traveler. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
Quit following me.
What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what? Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat. What is it? Why'd you jump up all of us?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look.
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid! Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my... Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is...
I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city.
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look...
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a...
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want to... You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see...
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later.
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay out of sight.
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can...
Behold! Too slow. The wind rises. Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Oh, all right.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them. Huh? You two over there. Is there something... You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind now. Have we? No, we haven't met. I have no recollection. Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
A puppet?
Huh?
You were right.
I guess you do know me after all. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down... Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss.
Are you really working for that guy?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm. And he let me take shelter.
That's odd.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you.
Then let's return to the city.
Behold! Squall Fury! Here you go, boss.
Oh, you really went...
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me.
I was just about to pay you anyway.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving your... But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without... Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly.
But I don't... No. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of...
Thank you. All right, done.
Fury.
What's wrong? Huh?
Hello. I do...
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember any...
You say that you're trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way.
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have...
I wouldn't call it the... I don't like to rely on using terms like this often.
Oh, like a past...
Yes, something far...
Okay, Oh, you want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like if it's that difficult to talk about, but I'll be able to handle it.
Is truth something you...
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. You nearly died because of what other people did. And many died because of you. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes...
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed.
In terms of the outcome alone...
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite...
It seems like my previous incarnation
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but...
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch... He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom,
Yes, it's all true.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Very well.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for breaking...
Don't worry. Whatever danger I'm...
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Oh, good point. Given your,
Understood.
Thank you.
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information. These memories will show you the raw truth. But be aware that enemies...
Sounds like an immersive experience.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
All right.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, This is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation.
Is that because this is kind of like...
You could say that.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite... There's... You're awake. What happened? How... Not a scratch.
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagama.
And the rest is history.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was
Let me get you out of here. Our people are...
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as a mechanic. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for... But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence...
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabuki Mono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new join us.
Quit following me.
What are we doing back here?
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing...
Okay, I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager, he kept coughing all the time, just like me.
But you can't.
Yup, we're family.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer did. After his mother died, the child stayed. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer...
What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others.
The voices have gone.
Let's keep going.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
Long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Everybody stand back!
Screw you! Don't be a killjoy!
Rain,
We don't
outline
just
grid,
calculated.
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place.
In the original version of events, the Traveler was...
Such a creepy atmosphere. Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me?
What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit. Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time.
What a sharp tongue. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true
Save your breath. I know what I have.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're in.
Surely you're not.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sent. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? She's playing. Forget it. Someone might find me.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer.
Yes.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Mother-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Guardian.
Wretched vermin!
Shine no longer.
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru. Is that—
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take—
Welcome. I look forward.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that—
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too—
Nothing worse than what I've been through before.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to go— Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility—
The doctor again?
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the—
Let's move on.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you—
In your eyes? Are there—
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your— Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim this, no matter the consequences. I won't run from blame or punishment. What, can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current—
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules. As a puppet living in a human world, my life—
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with the void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me, but then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sin— I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours. You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free?
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright?
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
This is trying my patience. You got any more stupid questions?
Insignificant past!
Squall Fury!
Feeble human!
At my command, you shall fall! Nothing worth mentioning.
My endless cycle begins!
Too slow. Quick follow, behold!
Insignificant past!
The wind rises.
You dare to gaze upon me?
Imbecile! Get out of...
It disappeared.
What did you expect?
There's the tone of voice again. Wait, but it was you inside that thing too.
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am. You sound like you're concerned about, but don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change...
The memory recovery seems to have been a success.
Come on.
Welcome back, Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it. After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish. What you were looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will...
Indeed.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so...
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world, Lesser Lord Kusanali. You purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes. And I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that...
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over to...
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was... But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all...
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful... Oh, right. I almost forgot. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the...
I'm glad you're able to think of it, Traveler. In the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrent in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma? So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor, and I'll do everything I can to pay it back. Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll bet—
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be— I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. Some things in this world can never be brought back. Everything that you feel is real and lasting. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether and...
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the short—
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but...
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for—
Why?
Because...
Then I hope we—
A name is life's first gift. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for—
No! Paimon only does nicknames! If it's a serious name you're after,
Have you got anything? Are you sure? Oh, all right. If you say so.
There. Now you have a name of your own.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet? Take your time. I don't need to see you again. Everyone who manipulated me and made me so—
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change according—
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time, even though the events have been erased.
I see.
Huh?
It's fine. Let them stab their blades in some— All right. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire life.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything, so we can finally go eat?
Thank you both.
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from
You mean because everyone—
Yeah! I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died. The dark clouds had dissipated. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. All these expressions of joy. Life is a story too—
Squall Fury! Upon the gale.
Whew, it's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back. Wow! Huh? Look at that vase. Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room?
You sound lost and confused. I know why you are troubled. Any who—
Huh? Is there someone—
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat when a small animal runs into a tree trunk, like a vase that falls to the ground.
Who are you?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can.
The voice has disappeared. And who the heck was that? And what— Anyway, it feels wrong just leaving it there.